Beep beep, everybody. Hope you're all having a great day. Thanks for tuning into the channel. We're at Streetsboro Antiques Mall, which is located on State Route 14 in Streetsboro, Ohio. We happen to be in this area because we took Cody to a dog show in Talmadge, Ohio, which isn't far from here. And there's their front sign, which just says Streetsboro Antiques Mall. The front of the store says Mini Mall, and it is kind of a smaller place. And there's their Facebook address on that sign. And we're going to go in and see what kind of baseball cards they have here. And I immediately found these factory sealed sets. You got one from 2003 for $50. There's another one from 2007 for $65. And there's a 1993 Series 1 sealed box of Donruss for $25. And I think that other box on top of that was the 98 top set. There's a Jose Canseco baseball card kit, which definitely caught my attention. I had never seen that before. And up on the top shelf here, they have a bunch of non-sports cards, including some cards from the science fiction series Heroes, which I actually finished watching not that long ago. I didn't get to see that while it was being broadcast, and I ended up buying a complete run of it on DVD and really enjoyed that. There's some figures and stuff from sports people and a poker set. And just as you come into this booth, they actually had a 1993 Topps Series 1 sealed box of wax for $125. So I'm guessing this is where the Derek Jeter rookie card is located. So I don't know if that's a good price. It's not something I've ever bought before. Another part of the store had this case that had all this sort of newer product, mostly from 2021. There's some Bowman and Donruss Optic. The prices are just, I guess, a bit more than what they originally sold for, which I guess you can expect. There's a 2020 Heritage hanger box there. 2020 Topps, I think that's a holiday box. And after this place, we actually went to a place called Amelia's Vintage and Thrift, which is just up the road from here. And I did buy a couple things from there, too. And that place, I did not get a chance to film. Wasn't expecting to find anything. Maybe I should have, but sometimes that's... You go into places not expecting anything and you find them. And here we are at Summit County Fairgrounds, and this gives you an idea of the size of this building. This was a rather larger dog show. His first show was I guess it was a smaller venue than this, but sometimes they get to be really large showcases. And I'll have some footage of Cody. There he is right there. And he did pretty good in his second attempt, but he didn't have any puppies to face, so he did get a first place finish, but he didn't do well against the older dogs. Right after this, I'll go over what I got at Streetsboro Antique Mall and Amelia's thrift store. Alrighty, hope you enjoyed that brief tour of Streetsboro Antique Mall in Streetsboro, Ohio. So I did leave there with two things. The first thing is this 2003 Topps Factory Sealed Complete Set. I paid $50 for this. I did check eBay comps on my eBay app while I was at the store. I kind of gathered about $50 is about what these are typically going for. Later on, I did check when I got it home that sold comps for this were going for between $27 and $75. I think the low and high end of that are anomalies. It looked like most of them were going between $40 and $60 to me. Buy it now prices were between $45 and $150. And when you factor in shipping, I saw prices between $8 and $20, so that adds more to the price. So I thought I got a fair deal for this. This is about what it's going for, and I didn't have to pay any shipping. We were going to go to this dog show in Ohio no matter what, if we saw any antique malls or not, or whether I bought anything or not. So I just, it's, to me, it seems like it's free shipping. We were going to go there anyway. So the gas prices were just for the dog show. So I thought that was an okay pickup. I hope it's not bricked up. I understand Topps cards from, I'm thinking 1997 up to around 2003 have potential bricking issues. I do know the 2001 set is probably more notorious for that, and that's why it's kind of harder to find Pujols and Ichiro rookies without a little bit of paper loss on them. That's just anecdotal evidence. I don't know. Anyway, the second thing I got was this. It's a Jose Canseco baseball card kit. And it came out in 1989 by CMC Collectors Marketing Corporation. And it looks like it has a baseball card set with some kind of a mini album that you can put your cards in, plus a talking baseball card here. I don't remember ever seeing these back in 1989, but then I wasn't really very actively collecting at that time. I was in my second year of college, so tuition was taking up a good deal of my expenses and studies and things like that. So all I remember in 1989 was I bought the Topps factory sealed set, and I bought the traded set for that one. I completely ignored all the other companies at the time, and I regret that because that would have been a great time to pick up the Upper Deck, the inaugural Upper Deck set that came out, because that is a pricier set these days due to the Griffey rookie card in it. I don't know if I'm going to open this up. I really don't know. For the moment, I'm going to keep it just like this. But I paid $5 for it, and I checked eBay. Sold comps look like $2, and the high end was $12.99, and the $2 had $9 shipping tacked onto it. The $12.99 had $5.95 shipping tacked onto it. But since I got this on my own, and it would be the expenses of gas getting to a dog show we were going to anyway, I kind of think this is probably a better deal than what's available online just for $5. There weren't very many sold comps for this. I don't remember what the prices were for buy it nows, but I think they were generally higher than $5. So we went to another place called Amelia's Vintage and Thrift, which was just up the road, and I didn't film anything inside there. Usually in thrift stores, I don't expect to run into any kind of baseball memorabilia, especially baseball cards. Now, they didn't have any baseball cards, but they did have a couple things that I thought were interesting, and so I picked them up because they were priced pretty low. Got a couple Beckett monthlies. This is Juan Gonzalez on the cover of March 1994. Got it for $1. Anytime I see these out there, I like to look at the old price guides. I didn't really buy very many Beckett price guides back then. I think I was buying the other brand that was, I don't remember what it was called, but there was another brand that I was regularly buying at Barnes & Noble bookstores back then. And I think some of those featured baseball cards inserted into, like, there'd be like a thick cardboard thing inside of it. I don't know if the Beckett ones ever had these. This is the December 1992 issue, again with Juan Gonzalez, and there's his Fleer Ultra card from 1991, it looks like, and that was $1. And Mike Mussina on the March 93 issue, that also was $1. And there's Mussina on his Select card. So I thought, for $1, why not? I have a couple other ones that I've bought in the past. They're mostly around that price range. I think the big finds for me was the Cincinnati Reds scorebooks. This one is from 1978. This cost me $1.50. You see it features a couple pictures of Joe Morgan on the front of it. And I guess there's inside articles about that. And what I found most interesting about this is the Let's see if I can find it. The scorecard is still intact, and it's been filled in by somebody that attended this game. I don't know. I don't know what the date of this game, but it was the Mets against the Reds. And as you can see, we have I can't remember his first name. Lenny Randall, I'm thinking. Tim Foley, Lee Mazzilli, Willie Montanez, John Stearns, Steve Henderson, Elliot Maddox. Can't remember his first name. Flynn. Craig Swan was the pitcher. There's a couple relief pitchers listed here. Skip Lockwood is one I recognize. And over on the Red side, we have Pete Rose, Ken Griffey, Joe Morgan, George Foster, Dan Driesen, Johnny Bench, Dave Concepcion, Cesar Geronimo, and Paul Moskal was the starting pitcher with, looks like Dave Collins pinch hit for him. And Pedro Bourbon came in relief. I don't recognize the other two names listed. And it looks like the Reds won this game 8-2. So I thought that was pretty cool. Sort of like takes this regular old scorebook and turns it into an ephemeral kind of document of a past day in time. So I thought that was pretty neat. Has a couple blurbs about some of the players in here. There's one about Pete Rose. I'm not going to go over too much of this. The old ads are kind of neat to look at from back then. So I really enjoyed picking that up. That was just $1.50. I don't know what these normally go for, but for $1.50, why not? Here's another one from 1977 featuring Fred Norman on the cover, and unfortunately, this one has sticker was the price tag was stuck right to the cover, and I am not going to attempt to remove that because I'm pretty sure that'll leave some damage behind. The other scorebook was actually in a plastic sleeve, and that was where the price was on there. So there's an article about Fred Norman in the beginning here, but this one also had another scorecard. Unfortunately, this one, it looks like they only made it into the 5th inning. At least that's what I think's going on here. Although this says 3rd, 5th, 6th, 9th. So I'm not sure how this individual was doing this, but this is what they were doing. Here's some handwritten notes down here. It looks like uniform numbers and positions. But here we have Dave Cash. This was the Expos against the Reds. Dave Cash, Chris Spire, Ellis Valentine, Tony Perez, Warren Cromartie, Gary Carter, Larry Parrish, Andre Dawson. Look, Andre Dawson was batting 8th. And they have Steve Rogers with his name crossed off and McEnany listed. So I'm thinking Steve started and McEnany came in relief, and they just crossed the name out when the replacement happened. I can't quite make out what the score of this one was, because I've never seen usually they fill in down here some of that information. It's been a long time since I filled in a scorecard. The Reds featured Rose, and it looks like somebody named Flynn came in to replace him later in the game. Griffey, Morgan, Driesen, Foster, Bench, Concepcion, Geronimo. Zachary was the starter. For some reason, I want to say Pat Zachary, but I don't think Pat Zachary was with the Reds, but I can't remember. So I'm not sure who that is. I'll have to look that up to find out later. But Rolly Eastwick and Pedro Bourbon came in relief. And based on all of this going on here, I suspect that the Reds won this game. And up here is written the words, "Good morning." So I don't know what's going on there. But again, another pretty cool find. Got it for $1.50. Like I said, I don't know what these normally go for. I've seen some Pirates scorebooks at antique malls that usually go for, I think, between $6 and $8, prices like that. So I guess $1.50 is not a bad deal. So it has these neat pictures and or not autographs, but articles. And there's an advertisement with Carlton Fisk for I love tobacco, I don't smoke. So he eats it. Actually chews it, but I don't think that's very healthy either. But I haven't read up on it, and I just can't imagine putting that in my mouth. There's Sparky. There's Jim Palmer. Brute 33. I sort of remember TV ads, I think, with him. At least I think that's not Jim Palmer, is it? That's somebody else. Sorry. Mental oops. And look at the ads for cigarettes, something you don't see very much anymore. That's pretty cool. These stars coming to Riverfront. Morgan Red's all-time stolen base king. So yeah, these are pretty cool. Glad I picked them up. Anyway, that's what I got at Streetsboro Antique Mall and Amelia's Vintage and Thrift, all both on the same street in Streetsboro, Ohio. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Beep, beep.